There have been many moments in history that can be said to define a generation. One of these is the space race. Although many only remember the technical end of the space race, where Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins landed on the moon, this was only part of a far bigger race to space. In fact, if we look at the early parts of the space race, a lot of the achievements came from Russia. The space race was a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union on who could be the first to achieve significant accomplishments in space exploration. The space race began in the late 1950s and continued through to the 60s, with the conclusion being the aforementioned moon landing. The Soviet Union was the first to strike with the launch of Sputnik 1, which went into orbit in 1957. This event stunned the world, and the United States began investing heavily in their own space program. In 1961, the Soviet Union sent Yuri Gagarin into space, making him the first man to orbit the Earth. The United States responded by sending Alan Shepard on a suborbital flight a few weeks later. Later that same year, President John F. Kennedy announced that the United States would land a man on the moon before the end of the decade. The Soviet Union responded by announcing their own plans to land on the moon. The competition was intense, with both countries investing vast amounts of money and resources into their respective space programs. In 1969, the United States achieved their main goal when Apollo 11 landed on the moon. As stated before, Neil Armstrong famously declared, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," accompanied by his colleagues Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins. The Soviet Union, although they made several attempts to land on the moon, never succeeded. The space race had a significant impact on the world. It sparked an era of scientific and technological advancement, and it also had an important geopolitical implication. The United States and Soviet Union were in the midst of the Cold War, and the space race was seen as a symbol of each country's technological and scientific prowess. The space race was an intense and historical competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. It had a significant impact on the world and marked a major milestone in human history. If you'd like to learn more about politics, history, religion, and far more, please do like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.